as a result of that, I see them moving up. I see them improving. I see them being in the mix. But do I see them winning the division title? No. Do I see them battling for a wild card spot? Yes. Whether or not they'll capture that remains to be seen. He's definitely an upgrade. We can't dismiss what J.J. Watt brings to the table. Since 2012, Chandler Jones is number 1 in sacks. J.J. Watt is number 2. We get all of that. But in the end, I think that where Arizona goes is going to depend in large part to what they're able to do offensively. That's why Kingsbury is there. He damn sure wasn't there because of his resume. I tell you that much.
I see the NFC West as an arms race. I mean, this is the most brutal division in football in a good way. All these teams are going to be really good, and I think the same thing with Arizona. I think they'll be competitive to win the division. I don't know that they win it. I haven't made my pick yet, but I think they're going to be competitive because now coming into year 3, we should see what starts to look like the real Kyler Murray, like what he is going to be more. That's generally how it happens. The development year is year 2, and then you see what this kid's got, what this young man has got, and so far it seems like he's got a lot. Meantime, DeAndre Hopkins and J.J. Watt might be on a mission to show the Texans. I mean, think of who's spoken out against the Texans franchise. Not just Deshaun Watson, but Andre Johnson, J.J. Watt. Every icon on both sides of the ball is like, something's not right here. And now J.J. Watt happens to wind up on the same team that DeAndre Hopkins is traded to. I think they're going to have a lot of fun with that. And then it's also what J.J. Watt can do on the field. He didn't get $23 million guaranteed for no reason. When he is on the field, he, among qualified ends, was top 10%, 15 out of like 109, something like, or more than 119 in terms of winning his matchup. So when he's on the field, just because he's not what he once was, which was top, he'd be on the all-time defensive front 7. He's right there with Reggie White and Bruce Smith and Aaron Donald and Lawrence Taylor. Like, he was as great as anyone ever in his prime. So he's not that anymore, but on his way down, he's still better than just about everyone else when he's on the field in terms of the pass rush. And that's going to mean a whole lot if he and Chandler Jones are healthy.
It's interesting because you talk to people around the league, and nobody thinks that, J.J. Watt chose the Cardinals just because this team is a contender. It was about the money. That's what you hear from everybody. And don't get me wrong, if J.J. Watt likes it, I love it because I love people getting as much money as they possibly can. But what can he do for the Cardinals? We're about to see because their leading sack guy, Hassan Reddick, he could be a free agent. He could be gone. And he had 12 and a half sacks last year. So I understand that J.J. Watt, pair him with Chandler Jones. This is great. Those two together, top 2 guys that as far as sacks from 2012, those 2 guys are at the top. I get all that. But when you talk about what will the Cardinals be, I don't think we really know because they were 8-8. This is a really tight division. Is J.J. Watt the piece that's going to take you over the top? No. As Stephen A. alluded to, I mean, the questions about Kingsbury, they were going on all last year. This offense, them losing 5 of 8 games by 1 score. What's going on with the offense? You've got a great quarterback. Like, what's not working here? I think J.J. Watt is a very good player. But how much will he be on the field? I think the teams that were interested in him wanted to add him, but add him at their price because the guys had a lot of injuries. We get enamored with names. Like J.J. Watt is a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. He's not going to be that in Arizona. Maybe he proves me wrong, but a lot of people don't think so. And he got a great deal, more power to him. But I don't think any of the teams that lost out on J.J. Watt are sitting there thinking like, damn, we just lost out on the Super Bowl. No, they weren't a J.J. Watt away from winning the Super Bowl. And the Cardinals certainly aren't a team that are just a J.J. Watt away from definitely being a playoff contender and a Super Bowl contender.
Yeah, they're not there yet. They're in the NFC West. Seattle, San Francisco, L.A., I mean, listen, they've been in last place. I see no reason to believe why they wouldn't be in last place again, even with the addition of J.J. Watt. But could they make some noise potentially? We'll see. But again, my focus is on Mr. Kingsbury. That's where I'm focused on. I'm sorry, Kimberly. That's just where I'm thinking about.
Let's focus on the money for a second.
You're right.
Let's focus on the money for a second. Kimberly brings up, I think you bring up a good point about how this seems to not be dictated by what gives me the best chance to win. But I don't know, like, where we came to just as a sports culture, right? Where it's like the guy always has to kind of unfairly stack the deck in order to be considered competitive. Is it more competitive if you do what Tom Brady did, which is join a stacked team on both sides that gives you the best chance to win? Or is it more competitive to do what J.J. Watt did, which is to join a competitive team and to see what you can do? In terms of the money, I also think it's kind of funny that fans are like, well, he made a choice for the money. Yeah, the NFL is a TV show, and the playoffs are an even bigger TV show, for which, by the way, you get paid less than the regular season TV show. And the idea that a lot of fans and media have that guys should sacrifice millions and millions of dollars in order to star in a TV show is kind of funny. It's not realistic. The vast majority of athletes who have ever lived, or rational people, do not make that choice. So you got a guaranteed $23 million and you're going to a competitive situation? I don't think he should be criticized simply because he didn't go to a situation where the deck was stacked, where it doesn't matter. They're going to, like he could put them over the top. He just went to a competitive situation and got paid.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, Max. That, listen, nobody on this set is going to complain about people giving them money. So that's what J.J. Watt did. Good for him. But I think, again, the conversation with people around the league, they feel like, okay, this wasn't about I need to win a championship. This was I had to get paid, and that's fine. I think that's a good thing. Cardinals, we don't know what they're going to be. They have a lot of question marks. J.J. Watt is going to be their biggest free agent signing. It's not like they have a ton of money left over. So when you think about Reddick possibly leaving and, what other upgrades are we going to see during free agency, I think the draft is going to be key for them just because, it's not like a lot of reinforcements are coming.
Fair enough. To torture the TV show metaphor started by Max, Kimberly's on quite a few of them. She also has a podcast as well. First Take, her